Do you have enough food to survive if your local grocery stores close for several days a week or even a month or more? Natural disasters have repeatedly shown how fragile our food security can be. When this happens, many families start to frantically search for basic products. Hurricanes, snowstorms, everything that can disrupt supply chains. But sensible people avoid such crises by stockpiling supplies for survival. And by survival products, I don't mean only expensive frozen meals, although they have their place in preparation. Today I want to talk about canned foods. These products are affordable and a practical solution that can last for years. Moreover, they are easy to find. Every time you go to the store, you can take a few cans and slowly build up your stock. Canned foods are also good because they allow you not to cook. Most of them can be eaten straight from the can, and there's no need to heat them. In addition, canned foods are important due to their nutritional value. They contain various vitamins and minerals. They really have a very long shelf life, far exceeding the dates indicated on the packaging. In the past, I opened jars that were 5, 6, or 7 years past their expiration date, and most of them were still fine. The variety of canned products makes them a great addition to your long-term supplies, as you can eat them straight from the can or cook various dishes with them, adding diversity. Let's consider some of the most important types of canned food to have in stock. The first I want to mention is canned fish, tuna, salmon, sardines, and similar products. Canned fish is excellent because it provides you with nutrients that are harder to obtain from canned chicken or beef. It is a good source of calories and protein. Canned tuna contains slightly fewer nutrients than canned salmon, but both provide more than a regular can of chicken. They have healthy fats and omega-3, along with many other nutrients. However, there is a question about the mercury content in canned fish. Sardines, mackerel, anchovies, salmon, and herring have lower mercury levels while maintaining high nutritional value. Lighter tuna varieties are better than, say, albacore, as they also contain less mercury. Consider this when stocking up on fish, if it's important to you. You may pay a little more for some of these types of fish, but they are worth it. The next product I want to discuss is canned chicken. This is a great option for food storage in case of survival, as it combines nutrition, convenience, and versatility. Chicken can be used in various recipes, and canned chicken can be eaten straight from the can. Trust me, if you're really hungry, it will taste good to you. Comparing canned chicken to canned fish, one can notice that chicken may be slightly less caloric, and the protein content is also somewhat lower. As for fats, there are few in canned chicken, but some cans may have quite a bit of sodium, so try to choose low-sodium options if possible. Nevertheless, even if the calories are lower, it is still a good survival product. Canned chicken is one of the more economical types of canned meat, especially when compared to canned beef, which is quite expensive, or some more expensive types of fish. Canned chicken can be stocked in sufficient quantities as you will use it in everyday life, not just in emergencies. You will use it much more often than, say, canned fish or meat. It is recommended to stock up on canned chicken, as it usually lasts from 2 to 5 years. Although the packaging indicates a date of 1 to 2 years, it can actually last much longer. If you manage to find dark meat chicken, know that it is more flavorful and calorie-dense, although it can be hard to find, so mostly you will encounter white meat chicken. The next product is canned soups and stews. I call them dishes in a jar because you don't need to cook anything. Just open the jar, heat the contents, or not, and you have a ready meal. Canned soups are a great way to quickly feed the family during emergencies. They contain all the necessary nutrients in one package, and there are many types of soups to choose from. There are vegetable soups rich in fiber and other nutrients, chicken noodle soup rich in protein, legume dishes that are also high in protein and very filling, tomato soups, and even creamy soups that are high in calories. As with chicken and other canned goods, it's best to choose options with low sodium content when possible, as high sodium consumption is undesirable in long-term situations. Products like beef stew are an excellent source of protein, calories, fats, carbohydrates, and even fiber. I believe that canned soups and stews play an important role in your food supply due to their nutritional value and ease of use. As I mentioned earlier, this is mainly food in a can. The next product is canned beans. There are many different types of beans that can be stored. Canned beans are very versatile. They can be added to various recipes, used in different dishes, or eaten straight from the can. They are rich in calories, proteins, fiber, iron, magnesium, and many other vitamins and minerals that you get from a can of beans. If used as an ingredient in a dish, you will gain even more nutrients beyond those already found in the beans. Like with other canned products I discussed today, a good rule is a shelf life of 2 to 5 years, although they may last longer. I will talk about best practices a bit later in this video, but right out of the can, they are great. Knowing various recipes like bean stew or chili, you'll have plenty of options, and storing a lot of beans won't be a problem. The next product is canned vegetables. As your mother used to say, don't forget to eat your vegetables. They are an important part of your survival food supply, providing all the necessary nutrients that may be needed in an emergency situation. Vitamins and minerals, especially from green vegetables, complement any dish or side well. For example, there is corn, which is not the most nutritious, but there are also green beans, spinach, peas, and vegetable mixes that are very popular as they provide everything at once. Each of these vegetables brings its advantages and can be used in various ways. In ordinary life, if you eat a variety of foods, you don't need to pay too much attention to nutritional facts, but in a survival situation, it becomes more important, and the more variety you have, the better. Therefore, canned vegetables are the foundation of any good long-term food storage plan. The next product on our list is canned fruits. There are many different types of canned fruits, and their shelf life is a more complicated issue. As I mentioned, for most of these products, the shelf life is between 2 to 5 years. This is an approximate figure. However, some canned fruits may contain a lot of acid, which can lead to a deterioration in the quality of the can, making it more complicated. Some of them can be stored normally, but with others, you risk using them after their expiration date. As for fruits, among them are peaches rich in vitamin A and potassium, pineapples, excellent sources of vitamin C, mandarins, which also contain vitamin C, pears rich in fiber and copper, as well as mixtures of berries that can be high in antioxidants and other beneficial substances. Fruits are one of those things that everyone in the family will like can be a dessert. They contain natural sugars that are much healthier, as well as a bit of liquid from the juices. These products are rich in vitamins, so don't forget to include canned fruits in your diet. Although their shelf life is a bit stricter than other products, you won't have problems accounting for and using these cans if you alternate them correctly. One of those products that many don't think about is canned milk. I've heard about it several times in the emergency preparedness community. Some types of condensed milk and milk powders are great for storage. If you add water to condensed milk, it will taste almost indistinguishable from regular milk. It's the perfect option for children's cereal breakfasts or in recipes. Although their shelf life is not as long as other canned goods, about 1 to 2 years, they still last much longer, especially if you don't have a refrigerator. The taste of condensed milk is significantly better than that of powdered milk, so depending on how much you use, having 12 to 15 cans of condensed milk on the shelf will be a great addition to your food supplies. If the expiration date is approaching, you can simply pour it into a container and make it look like regular milk. No one will notice the difference. Storing a large amount of canned goods can be somewhat challenging. I myself threw away quite a few cans because I didn't keep proper records and didn't rotate the products. I hid them in corners and found them after 10 to 15 years. But if you follow some best practices, you can avoid losses. Always adhere to the principle of first in, first out. This means you must monitor the condition of stocks and their rotation. I have a shelf accessible from both sides, and every time I add beans or vegetables, I push the old cans forward and place the new ones behind. This is the key to using products before they spoil. Also, make sure they are stored at room temperature, between 50 and 70 degrees, away from direct sunlight. Check that the cans are not dented or damaged, and if they are properly cared for, they will last significantly longer than the expiration date. As I mentioned earlier, some highly acidic products, such as canned tomatoes and certain fruits, do not last long. Some of them may even damage the cans, and you will notice this as soon as you open them. Visual and olfactory cues are your best allies in determining whether food is good or spoiled. Canned goods are a great way to supplement your food supply and can be useful in any situation. Over time, add a little here, a little there. The main thing is to try to include all these products in your daily diet. Don't buy those you don't intend to eat. If, like me, you don't like Brussels sprouts or canned asparagus, don't take them. If you do like them, stock up on as much as you need. Canned goods are one of the most popular ways to stockpile long-term food supplies in a community preparing for various situations. There are other options, and as I mention in almost every video about food, one should not rely on just one thing. Do not limit yourself to just canned goods. Do not stock only pantry items or just frozen foods. Ensure a wide selection and variety for different disaster scenarios, whether for a week or a year and more. As I mentioned, some time ago I recorded a video where I opened canned goods that were 6 or 7 years past their expiration date and tested them. If you're interested, you can watch that video. Until we meet again, take care of yourself and prepare for possible difficulties. See you later.